it's Mary and welcome to 25 Days of Plantmas. This is a special Mom Raises Life holiday series where I'll be talking about at least one of my plants per day, every day during Vlogmas. I'll be sharing with you the plant's journey with me ever since I've gotten it, all of our highs and lows, and of course how I care for and propagate the plant. So let's go check my plant event calendar and see which one of my plants I'll be sharing with you today. Today is day 16 of 25 Days of Plantmas. And the plantmas of the day is my snake plants. Snake plants, also known as Sansevierias, but I think recently they were reclassified as Dracenias, but I think people still refer them to Sansevierias, so we're just going to stick to calling them Sansevierias or just simply snake plants. So I have 4 different snake plants here today. They have become popular with the houseplant community, especially for plant beginners, because they are the so-called plants of steel. And basically this is very impossible to kill, very hard to kill, and the only way you would really kill them is to overwater them. So these plants are also very low light, so they're very ideal for any situation, especially for people who live in apartments that don't have a lot of windows or don't get a lot of natural light into their spaces. Sansevierias are very great starter plants. In fact, I gave one of my guy friends a Sansevieria because he lives in New York. He lives in an apartment in East Village. I don't really know what his situation is when it comes to like lighting and windows and stuff, and I know he travels a lot, so I just gave him a Sansevieria for his apartment. And it's, and I told him you don't have to water it a lot, you just water it when you pay your rent, and they are not picky with any light situation, so you'll be good to go with your snake plant. And took me a while to get into snake plants just because I don't really know which type of snake plant I want to invest in or what size and which variety that I want for my space. Initially I wanted to get very large ones because they're very aesthetically pleasing when it comes to using it as a home decor, but I couldn't really find one that is the right price. Again, I'm a cheapo. If you watch my previous videos complaining about prices, when maybe for some people they're actually good deals, but I'm a cheapo, so for me a $25 10-inch pot of for a snake plant is actually expensive for me. So that is usually what I get, and is a snake plant that has a yellow rim around it, which is actually the most common snake plant you can find in the market, but that is the one that I currently don't have. Funny enough, and what I have is what you see in front of you. The very first Sansevieria that I got was this one, and I got this from Trader Joe's, and I believe it was $1.99, and it came in a lot smaller pot. I just repotted it when I got it because it was already too big for the pot that it came in, and I just put it in this pot ever since, and it has grown quite a bit, to be honest. But I've always just put this in a very low light situation, and even though it's a small plant, I probably also just water this every month. And same with this one. This one I got from a local grocery store called Safeway, and it came in a white ceramic pot, a small one, and I felt also eventually it became too big for that ceramic pot that it came in, so I repotted it into this terracotta pot. I put some white pebbles on top, I think because I got a tip that if you put pebbles on top on your plants, it would deter fungus gnats. Not that I have any fungus gnats problems with my snake plants, but I think I just did it to be cautious, and also it looks very aesthetically pleasing with putting the pebbles on the plant, so that's why I did that. But other than that, I never really had any problems with this one, and I just also again water this once a month because unlike other plants where you could do a leaf test, there's no really such thing, or there's no really real indication for me when it comes to like touching the leaves or the foliage or the structure of the plant to tell if they need water or not. It's just I go by the scheduling and I just do it once a month. And this one I got from New York. As you can see, I made a mess. This snake plant I got in New York for $5 from the same New York plant haul that I did, and if you haven't seen it, the link is up in the cards and down in the description. And this one I got for $5 for pretty much this size already. It has grown a little bit since, but it was pretty much the size, and I got it for $5, which is amazing. The only problem with this is I'll probably show you a clip, or I might have edited it out, But what happened before here is when I tried to pull this out, it came out of its pot. And that's the one big problem that I'm having with this, because it's such a big structure, but then the root system is so small that it doesn't really hold it in the pot it is in. And I can put it in a very large pot because I'm afraid of overwatering it, because the bigger your pot, the more water it holds and the more risk you'll have for root rot. So I still keep this in a relatively small pot because of its root ball. But then what happens is, you know what, I'm just going to show you. So this is what happened, and I'll probably just have to repot it after this video. When I tried to get it out of the cash bow, it just got pulled out of the nursery pot, and this is what happened, as you can see. So it has a very small root ball for such a large plant, and so you just have to be very, very careful with your Sansevierias, because they can come out of the pot relatively easily, especially when the soil is dry. The last snake plant that I got is a moonshine Sansevieria. I got this at a Home Depot, I believe, in Gaithersburg, Maryland. And I'm rarely in that area of Maryland, but I was there one time and I entered a Home Depot and I saw this, and they had like rows of moonshine Sansevieria, and they had the regular Sansevieria too, the more common one that has a yellow rim on it. But when I saw this, I just decided to go for this one, and they were selling this for like $6 or $7, I believe. And I was talking to another lady looking through the houseplants, and I convinced her to get this one too, because I told her this one is more rare than the other Sansevieria that she was looking at, and I convinced her to get one. And this actually broke. If you've seen the plant haul video that I did that includes this plant, it was actually in perfect condition, but I dropped the plant before I shot that video, so that's why it has damage here. But ever since though, it's been doing fine. And even though this has a lighter color and a lighter green color than compared to the other Sansevierias that I have, this also does really well in low light. And for the most part, this has been in a very low light situation. This right now is in a room that is next to a north-facing window that doesn't really get a lot of light, especially now that it's the winter season. And these two snake plants are in my plant shelf right here at the lower levels, all the way at the back, and they're doing pretty well. They are plants of steel. They're very easy care. They're perfect for plant beginners. They're perfect to be given as gifts this holiday season. If you're thinking of getting for your friends and family, but you don't really know what kind of environment they live in or what exactly is their lifestyle, and you don't know if they are capable of taking care of a plant or not, this is a perfect plant to give them, just because they're good in low light. They don't have to water them as much, and they don't attract pests. As like I said, when I put these pebbles here, it's just a cautionary method, not because I actually experienced fungus gnats with my snake plants, and so far I never really had any issues with them when it comes to pests. And as far as fertilization, I haven't fertilized any of this even during the growing season. I don't think they really need it, to be honest, but when I repot them, that's probably the fertilization that they're gonna get is from the nutrients that the new soil that I'm gonna give them. But other than that, I don't give them any liquid fertilizer or any form of fertilizer during the growing season, and I don't see myself doing that in the next growing season, like I said, aside from changing up their soil, which already contains nutrients. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is my very small snake plant collection, my Sansevierias, Dracaena, however you want to call it. And I'm not really sure with the exact names of these snake plants. I know this is the moonshine Sansevieria, this is the cylindrica, and I think this is the mother of tongue, and I'm not exactly sure what this is. But there are many kinds of snake plants. It's not just this one. This is probably the ones that you can find easily in garden centers, in big box centers, and in your nurseries. I highly recommend it to people just starting out with houseplants who have low light situations and are not looking to water their plants. But if you're an overwaterer, these plants are not probably for you, because that's the only time you will kill them is if you overwater these plants. That's our Plantmas story of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to tune in tomorrow for the next installment of 25 Days of Plantmas. And if you miss any episodes, all of them will be included in the playlist that links up in the card and down in the description. Thanks again for watching. I see you, I appreciate you, and have a plentiful holiday season, everyone. Bye!